Thanks for coming back, everybody. Episode 14, MG, the BOD, making things happen for this upcoming football season for you. Want to get something out of the way. We want to thank three businesses that have really helped us out come this far.
Agreed.
First one, coffeetalkradio.com/football. That's our home. Go there, check us out. Also, Dynasty Sports Empire. Anything fantasy related that you need for the low price of $50 for all the major sports, they will get to you. Also, this is a new one. This is cool.
We had a couple events happen this week.
Yes.
Some exciting news for MG and the BOD.
It is awesome stuff.
We were actually featured in an online article,
which was huge, and we want to thank EliteSportsNewYork.com and the ever popular Kevin Flynn.
We want to definitely thank Kevin Flynn for giving us the opportunity for us to tell our story about this web series that we created.
Yes, absolutely. We enjoyed Kevin being with us, and hopefully we can do it again soon.
There's also a lot of other people we want to thank.
Right.
We're going to bring something back, Joe.
What's that?
We're going to bring back shout-outs.
Oh,
nice. It's something that when we first started, we used to do shout-outs all the time. We got away from it a little bit because we got more in-depth into the football. But you know what? The fans are the most important part of this show, and we wouldn't be here without them.
Agreed.
So we want to thank the Facebook shares and likes, and also the Twitter shares and likes. But here's the thing, Joe. There's so many of them that we can't read them off right now.
They have been bountiful.
We can't read them off right now. So we're going to bring up on the screen. Here's the Facebook shares that we want to thank. Down the list there, every one of you, thank you very much. Keep sharing our show, and here's the Twitter shares and favorites, that
retweets,
the retweets that we really do appreciate.
Yeah, it means a lot to us.
We'd be nowhere without people spreading the word. So let's bring that down, and again, keep sharing us, keep retweeting us, keep liking us. We love you for it. Thank you very much. But today's episode,
yes,
we're not in the Aquatic Center.
No, so I wish we were, though.
The Aquatic Center is under construction.
Yes, there needs to be maintenance performed.
Yes.
Things got out of control. There was a cabana party. Bottles were popped. We don't know for sure.
We might have ripped the liner with the chairs. We don't know.
Check TMZ, because things got weird. We're going to go over the AFC and NFC West, two divisions that could contribute a lot to this upcoming football year.
Agreed. You know, it's two powerhouses. And I say that meaning in the AFC and the NFC. You got Denver and you got Seattle. They have been the powerhouses for the past few years. And we're going to go through division by division here.
Who do you want to start off with first? Which one?
Let's do the AFC West.
You want to get the NFC West?
No, the AFC.
Oh, AFC West. Okay, I apologize.
We'll do the AFC West first because I think it's much of the same. I think San Diego is going to be competitive. I think Oakland is going to be much, much improved. I think they are on the correct path to being a good football team.
Agreed.
You know, they've been a laughing stock for Too long. I think they got a nice quarterback in place. They got a great wide receiver that they drafted in Amari Cooper. They're on the right track. It's just unfortunate for them that they're in Denver's division.
Yes.
Because I do think Denver is the class of this division.
Again, agreed with you.
Still, you know, San Diego gonna give them a run for their money. I think they're a sleeper dark horse. And actually, when I go through this, you'll see I do have San Diego sneaking into a wild card playoff spot.
Okay.
But again, you don't know.
No, you never know.
You don't know.
We're definitely going to differ there. I agree with you. Denver is going to be the older brother here and just dominating this division again.
It's the same old story, I think, in the AFC West.
Yeah, as long as Peyton's there, they're going to win it.
Yes.
Unfortunately, and I agree with you with Oakland, they're up and coming. They need to gel more. They still are missing a lot of pieces.
They're
very young.
They're young.
So I don't have them even coming close to being successful.
All right, how about this? We'll start off with, we both say Denver's going to win a division.
Yes. What do you have Denver?
I have Denver going 12-4.
Ditto.
Possibility of 11-5, but I looked over their schedule.
Yeah.
I just think 12-4 is where they're at.
I want to know your 4 losses since we're tied there.
Okay, hang on one second.
What losses do you have them at? Do you remember?
Yeah, I do. I wrote them down here, Joey. I have them losing Week 3 to Detroit.
Okay.
At Detroit, tough matchup. I have them losing Week 9 at Indianapolis.
Okay.
I have them actually losing a division game because San Diego always gives them a problem. At Week 13 at San Diego, and then Week 15 at Pittsburgh.
Okay. Of the 4 losses, we agree on 2. The 2 are at the Colts and at the Steelers. I have them losing Week 2 at the Chiefs, and I have an upset special. Week 6 at the Browns.
Okay, you know what, Joe? It's so hard. I'm not saying I disagree with you. It's so hard to predict upsets, but every single year
It happens.
there's upsets all over. There's upsets all over the league.
Yeah.
So you don't know. Cleveland, yeah.
You never know what
Who
could
knows?
happen.
Who knows?
All right,
I mean,
so-
I think Cleveland sucks, but
That's fair enough.
You know.
That's fair enough. Denver is winning the West, but let's go through the other teams. What do you want to do next, San Diego?
I'm going to go San Diego next.
All right.
Knowing you and knowing as long as I've known you, you know, you probably have Kansas City next. I have Kansas City in a tie for last in the division with Oakland. I think Kansas City's going to have a very disappointing year. I don't know how they won last year, and I don't know how they're going to win this year. I'm not a Kansas City hater, and I like Andy Reid. I think Andy Reid's a great coach. Alex Smith, all he does is win. You know, it's like the Tim Tebow. I'm not putting them in the same category, but nobody likes Alex Smith, but all he does is win. Same thing with Tim Tebow in college. Nobody wants to give this guy a shot, but all he didn't win.
I do have Kansas City next in the rankings.
Of course you do. I know
they-
you do.
But they're not making the playoffs. They're an 8-8 team.
I have them 7-9.
I don't think your passion for Alex Smith is ridiculous.
Me?
For me, yeah.
Oh no, I like Alex
Yeah, I
Smith.
don't.
No.
I don't.
Whoa. I don't want this guy.
Oh no, I'm not saying you put him on the upper echelon.
All I'm saying is that Andy Reid presents an offense for him to succeed.
That's fair enough.
Donovan McNabb, he was a very good quarterback, but I think he was much better because of Andy Reid.
Okay,
and because of the situation that Andy Reid put him in. I think Alex Smith is that same quarterback, and also the guy doesn't turn the ball over. So you gotta respect a quarterback. Look at Trent Dilfer. We always go back to Trent Dilfer when we say this, right? When you don't turn the ball over and you have a good defense, you have a shot at winning.
Agreed.
Agreed.
I just have KC going 8-8. I don't see them making any splash in the AFC, like a 10-6 or an 11-5 for a wild card.
All right, so we're not
But
that
that's
far
just-
off.
No.
I'm gonna skip my second place. I have San Diego at number 2, but I'll go KC. You have 8-8. I have 7-9.
Okay, so we're right there.
So we're right there.
So go ahead.
I think they have a tough road ahead of them.
Okay.
Tough schedule again.
They do have a very tough schedule.
San Diego. I'll go back to my number 2 team in the AFC West. San Diego. They got Melgo, and you know what? Listen, you heard that nickname here first on MG and the BOD.
Melgo.
I'm gonna make that work.
That works. That's in play.
I'm gonna make that
Folks,
work.
that's in play.
You got
Melgo
Melgo.
is in play. Should you use it, or should Matt and I see you use it, there could be an issue.
I want royalties for it.
We want royalties
I
for
want
it.
royalties for Melgo.
Again, we want royalties
Well,
for
you
it.
know what?
It's a 50-50
You didn't really
podcast.
You didn't really come up with it, Joe.
Well,
I
what's yours
mean-
is mine, what's mine is yours,
Okay,
kind of thing.
all right.
It's the
Potato,
show.
potato.
Yeah, it's the show. It's the show.
Again, they got Melvin Gordon, and they got a scary offensive line who is, I think, underrated. I think they have a great
Their
offensive
offensive
line.
line is ridiculous.
So
They're gonna
and
make some
Phillip
big,
Rivers,
big,
improvement.
improvement.
And you people know that I hate Phillip Rivers. I just don't like him. I think he is a pompous ass. But when it's all said and done, the guy wins. Listen, I'm going to give him a backhanded compliment here.
Okay.
The guy wins games and the guy puts up numbers.
I like
okay?
to backhand you sometimes.
Well, you know what, Joe? You can't. You need a stepping stool to backhand me.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Phillip Rivers, the guy wins.
Right.
He wins.
Produces.
He produces. He produces. He's a great fantasy quarterback to have. He produces. I have San Diego going 8-8. It's not. I don't have him lighting the world on fire. I have him going 8-8. Possibility of 9-7.
I think San Diego takes a big step back. I think the contract of Phillip Rivers comes into play. He's not going to be happy. My boy Antonio Gates out the first 4 games, and through the first 6 weeks of the season, I actually have them going 1-5.
Wow.
Yeah, they're 1 win coming against my Browns in week 4.
Well, your Browns are the upset special.
Right. Well, you got to throw rolls of the dice out there every now and again.
You know what's funny, Joe? I'm going to look at this. This is what I have. I got loss at Detroit. I got loss at Cincy.
Yep.
I got loss at Minnesota.
Okay.
I got a win at Cleveland.
Okay.
And I actually got a win at Pittsburgh. And Pittsburgh I have as a very high team.
Yeah.
We'll
I
get
think
to that
all
when we
do.
get to
Later
that
shows.
division. But I have them stealing a win from Pittsburgh because somehow, some way, San Diego has Pittsburgh's number and Denver's number. I don't know how, but they do.
Okay, that's tough. But I have 6-10. You got 8-8, maybe 9-7.
8-8, maybe 9-7. I think
Okay.
it's you got Denver, and then you got a bunch of mishmash.
But okay. So what you're saying is it's unlikely that a wild card team comes from here.
It's unlike
But 9-7 nowadays doesn't get you in anymore.
I actually had to squeeze San Diego into my wild card.
Okay.
It's very possible that they don't make the wild card, but I think they will be in it until the later end of the season.
Okay, that's fair enough.
So again, I got Denver number 1, San Diego 2, I got Oakland 3, Kansas City 4, but I think 3 and 4 could flip-flop back and forth.
Okay. That's fair. I have Oakland going 4-12, like I mentioned earlier.
Wow,
they're just not there. Yeah, I have them starting the season off 0-9.
All right,
show me a team. What team are they beating in the first 9 weeks?
All right, hold on. Let me get.
Yeah, no.
First of all, I got them out of the gate beating Cincinnati. Okay.
I can't see that.
I got them beating Cincinnati, losing to Baltimore, beating Cleveland, beating Chicago was awful, losing to Denver, and then they bye. So going into the week 6 bye, I have them at 3-2.
Yeah, I have them 0-5.
Okay.
I just can't
Your
see.
prerogative, Joe.
Yeah, just like Bobby Brown. I just don't understand how they could go on the road, beat Cleveland. I know Chicago's not good. I'm agreeing with you. I just don't know if Oakland is good enough to beat them.
Okay. I think Carr takes a big step forward.
I hope he does. We like him.
I like Carr. I liked his brother. I think his brother never.
His brother got a raw deal.
He got a raw deal. He never stood a shot in Houston.
Yeah.
He was a pretty good quarterback.
He set the record for most sacks in the season.
76 times.
That's not fair. Dude.
Come on, man.
That's not right at all. So at the end of the day, Matt and I both have Denver coming out, potentially San Diego as a wild card.
No surprise.
I don't have a wild card coming out of this division, but Denver is the class.
I mean, besides Peyton Manning and Demaryius, what other fantasy players? This is for the people out there.
Of course, that's what we do it for.
What are the fantasy sleepers out of the AFC West? You got to go Melgo.
Okay.
I mean,
you really don't like Latavius Murray?
I do like.
Okay. I thought you were saying that like facetiously. Like you
I
don't
do.
like.
No, I wanted to give these people.
Agreement.
I do like Latavius Murray.
Good.
I like Amari Cooper.
Okay.
I hate Jeremy Maclin.
We know that.
As that's well documented, right?
Yes.
I'm not a big Jamal Charles fan. Although, listen. Let me finish my statement.
It just doesn't make sense.
I was going to say I'm not a big Jamal Charles fan, although he is an elite player, is what I was going to say.
Why don't you like
Let me finish my statement.
Oh, you're done. Well, why don't you like Jamal Charles?
I do like him. He's just so little and brittle.
What the hell's wrong with little people?
I don't know. I really look at him and I'm like, he's so small. I just want to pet his head.
Oh, God. I hope he sees this. I hope he comes here and destroys you.
If Jamal Charles walked into the backyard right now, he'd probably beat the crap out of me.
That would be fantastic. Folks, I would film that. That would be fun to watch. All right, so we got Denver. That's who's coming out of the AFC West. Let's go to the NFC West. This is an interesting division.
I know where you're going with this.
This is a tough division. I do have a wild card team coming out of here.
Tough division minus San Fran.
Agreed.
Okay.
Let's get that out of the way.
2-14?
Agreed.
Okay.
This team,
they're going to get the number 1 pick.
Yeah,
they are
in contention for it. You're right.
It's amazing in the 4 or 5 year span that San Fran has been a dominant team. I don't think that's
NFC
outlandish to say.
Super Bowl.
They've been dominant in 4 or 5 years. Guys just retire. They get
hurt.
They just leave. Like I don't want to play football anymore. I'm leaving. They have nobody. Their defense used to be so scary, Joe. Their defense is not going to be drafted.
Right.
It's not going to be drafted.
They lost one of our favorite players, Mike Iupati, as well.
Love Iupati.
He went to a rival in Arizona.
And they're going to miss Frank Gore. I know.
Yes, they are.
Frank Gore is aging, and he's
a leader in the locker room.
Exactly. They're going to miss Frank Gore. I like Carlos Hyde. I think Carlos Hyde is going to be a nice fantasy player, but they are going to miss Frank Gore.
You know who I don't think is going to be a good fantasy player on that team?
No.
Torrey Smith.
No.
Because I have no faith in Colin Kaepernick.
How can you?
I think he's awful.
Torrey Smith's not going to be good. Anquan Boldin's not going to be. I mean, these are going to be wide receivers that you plug in as a wide receiver 3 in a bye week.
I agree with that.
Like Anquan Boldin, I love the guy. You love the guy. The guy's consistent. He's been consistent his whole career. It's a shame that he has. I don't want to call Colin Kaepernick a bad quarterback, but
inconsistent.
He's inconsistent, and now add on top of the inconsistency, add depleted offensive line.
Yeah, which is always a big problem.
They are in trouble.
The guy could throw the ball through a wall.
If you're a San Fran fan,
he just can't throw it to you.
Tim Hammer is one of my friends. He's a diehard San Fran fan. Tim, you're in for a long season.
Yeah, my buddy Ralph Freya too, diehard.
2-14.
Diehard. I feel bad.
Maybe you might get lucky and win 3 games.
Well, at least you have something to look forward to in April, the draft.
Exactly.
That would be good. I'm curious to know, what 2 wins do you have them getting?
Okay.
Let's see if we match here.
Well, again, they were really hard to locate. You're going to hate this first win. I have them actually winning in Week 8 against St. Louis.
Show's over, folks. Show's over.
I know. You know
Show's
what?
over.
Because I know where you're going with the NFC West.
That's fine.
And I love St. Louis. I'm giving them a divisional victory.
Okay.
Out of the blue.
Okay, that's fine.
They
no, like you said earlier, upsets happen.
I would call
Division games are always tough.
That's
so
an
it doesn't.
upset.
It's hard to say.
And I actually have him beating Atlanta in Week 9. Wow, I have them back-to-back wins.
Oh my god. Okay, this
For
goes back.
2-game winning streak.
and done.
And done.
I had them beating the Giants on Sunday Night Football.
Okay.
And then I had them beating the Bears, Week 13. Those are their 2 wins.
Yeah, I mean the Bears are awful. When we get to that division, the Bears.
This is just a bad football team. I feel bad.
All
right.
So
moving on. What team you want to go with next?
Well, all right.
You tell me.
I know where your head is at, and I know where you're going in the NFC West. So let me just clarify where I'm going here.
Okay.
I'm going Seattle.
I'm going again. I think it's much like Denver in the AFC West. I think it's the big brother. I think Seattle's done nothing to prove to me that they are not the elite team in that division. Mm-hmm. They also added Jimmy Graham. I got to go Seattle. I got Seattle at 11-5, but, and I know where you're going. The St. Louis Rams are right on their ass. Mm-hmm. Right on their ass. With our boy Jay Fish. I know you. Do you have him win the division? Do you have him win the division?
Are you saying? Am I skipping Seattle right now or no?
Is Seattle winning your NFC West?
They are not. Actually, they're a wild card.
Yeah, they're wild.
They are not.
Wow.
Shocker. Right there. But however, they do have a great record, 10-6.
Okay.
They are not making the playoffs next year.
But I was like Arizona.
Russell Wilson.
Last year, 2 years ago, when Arizona missed the playoffs.
Yeah, New England a couple years ago with Castle going 11-5.
A couple years ago. I was like 10 years ago.
Well, you know, I lose track of. I've been hitting the head a lot.
YouTube wasn't even invented.
Well, you know, that's okay. Seattle goes 10-6. They lose Dan Quinn as defensive coordinator. No more Brandon Brown and no more Byron Maxwell. Russell Wilson's in a contract year. Who knows where his head is at? Is he a $100 million quarterback?
Yes.
I can't see
Quick
it.
answer, yes.
He wins. You pay winners. I get it. $100 million. They don't throw the ball enough to compensate $100 million.
Jimmy Graham's going to catch 400 balls this year.
Well, Jimmy Graham is going to be an elite fantasy player this year.
Elite.
Possibly taken as high as 6 this year.
Well,
Somebody here has the 6th
FYI,
pick.
he has the 6th pick. I have the 7th pick.
And I'm looking to destroy dreams that day.
Well, you know what, Joe? My dreams have already been accomplished.
Oh, well, for those of us that have a future, we may take Jimmy Graham at 6.
I don't disagree with you on Seattle, on St. Louis. I love Jeff Fisher, as you do. Mm-hmm. We always say it on the show how much we love Jeff Fisher. He is just turning that team into a scary team to face on Sundays.
I agree with you.
And I think Nick Foles is, I don't know, I think the Philadelphia Eagles are going to be missing Nick Foles.
And his health. At least he's healthy.
You know, I think Nick Foles is actually going to do all right there. I really do.
St. Louis's defense is unbelievably good.
Scary good.
They have depth. They're talented at every level. That's linemen, linebackers, and the secondary, for you folks who don't know that. And I think they have an emerging offense. I mean, they got a nice little running back by committee there with Gurley and Trey Mason. Their line is becoming very quietly very good. I'd love to see Tavon Austin take the next step.
He has to take that next step, but he's not a number 1 wide receiver. So in order for him to take that next step, he needs somebody on his team to step up to be the number 1 wide receiver.
Could Kenny Britt
exactly
return to form like he did in Tennessee when he was a young gentleman?
And I think once you see a wide receiver step up to solidify that number 1 role, then I think you're going to see the best of Tavon Austin.
But you know what? In this division, there are no. I mean, yes, it's a pass-happy league, but this is a ground and pound division for the most part. I feel it's also defensive-minded. So if you could have
look at the teams in this: Seattle, great defense; St. Louis, great defense; Arizona, great defense; San Fran, with the exception of this year, always great defense. It's a tough division.
But my point being is that if you could play solid defense and run the ball and not turn the ball over, I also think that Jeff Fisher is the best coach in the division. That's why I had them squeaking it out, going 11-5 and being the NFC West champions.
Okay. And again, I don't disagree with you. I have Seattle going 11-5, and I have St. Louis going 10-6.
So we're right there.
Could that be flip-flopped? 100%. I do have Seattle. I do have St. Louis getting a wild card.
You have St. Louis getting the wild card, and the West goes to Seattle.
Yes, Seattle wins the West. St. Louis gets into playoffs as a wild card. Could that be flip-flopped? 100%.
Okay, so that brings us to Arizona.
You know what? It was tough. I have Arizona at 8-8. maybe
do.
9-7. It's tough because I like Arizona. I like Carson Palmer. I don't know. It's just a tough division. It's the divisional games that really when I went
makes
through,
a difference.
When I went through the whole schedule, Joey, it's the divisional games that really dropped their record because I think Seattle and St. Louis are a better team than Arizona.
And I think it's the divisional games this year that actually put Arizona into the playoffs as a wild card.
Okay.
I just don't think Seattle can keep up this run. Marshawn got his money. Russell Wilson wants the money. Jimmy Graham can only do so much. That's the team that doesn't really have a threat opposite Jimmy Graham. You know, who's their number one receiver? We don't know what's going to happen to Paul Richardson.
Again, I agree with you, but you can't keep saying that because every year we say Seattle has no wide receivers. We say it every year.
Yeah,
and every year they walk up to us with like a white glove and slap us in the face.
Essentially.
Metaphorically speaking.
Right.
Because we say it every year, and they don't. They don't have any wide receivers, but they do it somehow.
And they win with defense.
How they beat the Green Bay Packers, and again,
that's fine.
I don't mean to bring up old wounds here, Joey.
That's okay.
But they should have never won that game anyway. But still, they did.
Right.
Okay?
I understand.
On that last second touchdown pass to I don't even know the guy's name right now.
Doesn't even matter.
He might have Matthews. He might not even make the team.
It doesn't even matter. All I'm saying is that I think the defense wins championships. They lost two very good cornerbacks. They lost their defensive coordinator. I think their time's up.
Okay. Time's up. You have them at 10-6. I mean, their time is
within the division. What am I going to do? You know, they're 10-6. I don't have a choice. There's no supplemental playoff. If there was, they'd get in.
Okay.
They just don't get in this year.
All right, let's go real quick. You have St. Louis at 11-5.
Yep.
You have Arizona at
10-6.
and you have Seattle at 10-6.
Yep.
Okay.
And the lowly.
But you have Arizona
49ers
getting in.
Over Seattle because of the division.
Okay. All right.
That's what I have.
I have Seattle 11-5. I got St. Louis at 10-6. I got Arizona at 8-8, maybe 9-7, and I got San Fran already thinking about next year's draft.
Yes. It's sad. I really do feel bad. I really do feel bad. So there you have it, folks. Maddie has Seattle. I have St. Louis. And in the AFC West, the Denver Broncos, hands down. Our next show is going to be August 10th. We'll review the AFC and NFC South. Always exciting divisions.
Yeah, it's real exciting.
You seem to be thrilled.
It's real exciting.
Well, we'll see
That's
what
going to be
happens.
like a 3-minute show.
Well, you know, maybe we'll extend it. we'll do something, folks. But anyway, that's the next show. We look forward to seeing you again. And remember, as always, we definitely don't know everything.
However.
We definitely know more than you.
See you next time, folks. Thanks for coming back.